Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another review of Fear the Walking Dead. So, I just finished the episode, and I have a bunch of my notes here, and I also want to talk about episode 7, because it actually does look quite interesting. But obviously, before we go any further, this will contain spoilers for episode 6 of Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, and if you are new here, and you want more Fear the Walking Dead content like this, then make sure to be a subscriber. Now, this episode is really focused on Al and Isabel's relationship, and I liked a part of it. I liked the fact that we did get that reunion at the end. And I do have a bunch of questions about Al and Isabel in general. Like, is this the end for their story? Are they actually just like completely done now? Because there's a lot of things where it's like the CRM are hunting them down. So obviously they got to be in hiding. They got to just keep running and running and running, right? But like if they at some point think, well, I can go see Morgan, I can go see that group, they're kind of putting them in danger. So is this the end of Althea, right? Like, is this actually her last episode of Fear the Walking Dead? I really wonder. I wonder if they literally just wrote her off. And if so, I'm kind of thankful, to be honest. If anything, they probably should have had Isabel, because I just like, it pissed me off more than anything that like Althea's actions kind of screwed her over after what Isabel did for everybody. And a lot of this episode was just pure frustrating for me in terms of, and I expected it, but it was just frustrating that Althea wouldn't say a single thing about anything. And she kept going back and forth and would make really dumb decisions. And very specifically, a lot of it was, I mean, first of all, it was really annoying that she wouldn't say anything about the CRM, right? Like, why can't you say anything? She does know some stuff. Isabel told her some stuff. Like, you could say something about that community. Like, you could say anything. Like, that it's called the CRM. Of its logo. You can kind of like, you can say something, but like she wouldn't at all. She didn't say anything. And so it was frustrating because Morgan kept asking her a bunch of questions and she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't even say what Isabel's name was, right? Like it just got to the point where it was like, this is like Fear the Walking Dead season 4 and 5 bad writing. And a lot of it just creeped up here in this episode. And also the fact that Althea screwed Isabel over. I thought that was so frustrating because season 6 really focused on Althea trying to find Isabel. One, Isabel literally gave up her whole life to go and save that like her entire group there, Daniel and everyone in the season 6 finale. Althea didn't want to do the same and help out Isabel. And so that's just, yeah, I mean, she completely screwed her over there. And it's not even that like, oh, Althea's a bad person for doing it. It's just so unrealistic. I mean, who's going to do that, right? Like, especially if it's someone you love, like you're obviously going to want to stick by their side forever, no matter what the hell happens. Obviously, you're not like, that's just such a selfish thing to do after everything that Isabel did. So again, I think it was created just to have some conflict and some drama in this episode. And for me, it was so frustrating. I really did not like this episode. Althea used to be a really great character. I really loved Althea and Isabel's relationship. And I mean, at the end, it was kind of nice to see them together. It was just frustrating that she was all of a sudden now back to the whole thing of like, well, I'm okay with looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. I just want to be with you. It's like that same old trick of like going back and forth to create all this drama. It was just so annoying, so frustrating. I hated the entire thing. Also, the whole weird flashback tapes thing without even seeing Isabel. I honestly really thought that we weren't going to see Isabel the entire episode, but then we do at the end, which was actually really nice. And like, I think this episode was, pacing wise was just poorly written, poorly scripted. And I think they could have did it a lot better. And I don't think they needed to do this. It was such a useless storyline. Althea and Isabel were technically kind of together, right? And I think what they could have did with this was just had them both together the whole episode, had like Morgan's trying to get information out of Althea and Isabel. Maybe Isabel wouldn't say anything, or Isabel is maybe making Althea stay quiet about it all. But maybe at the end, she kind of says some stuff about the Civic Republic, just says like, we're a community of like, 100, 200,000 people. And there's like this and that, just some of the basic stuff that all the fans already know because we've watched The Walking Dead World Beyond. It's okay if Morgan knows that, right? I don't know if you would want to go there right away anyways, because she can say, well, it's a bad place because of this, this, and that, right? But it's okay for Morgan to know that, but there was nothing there. It was just this weird flashback tape thing, and Althea just, doing whatever the hell she was doing the entire episode. It was so frustrating to watch. Not only that, the CRM scene at the end, or not at the end, but the scene where the two soldiers had Grace and Morgan on the ground was kind of dumb. Like the CRM or Civic Republic or whatever, I guess CRM technically, should have killed Morgan and Grace in that scene. They hesitated way too much to pull the trigger. It just got to the point where it was like, okay, fine, if you want to do like the whole 1 shoot, 2 shoot thing, like if you want to do that at first to make Althea, like cave and give more information, this and that, or make the deal, fine. But they kept doing it. And there were so many times where they could have just shot Morgan when he was like attacking that other Civic Republic soldier, but that other guy didn't. And like, I just thought it was kind of a dumb scene. It was just so like, I don't know. I wasn't that big of a fan of the episode. I did, however, like it wasn't the ending scene, but it was the ending, I guess, like combat, fight scene, which was just very brutal. I think it was so well done. And that's pretty much the only really great thing or good thing about the episode was the fact that they actually had a kill scene that was really, I think it's going to stand out. I think it's one of the better kill scenes really that either of the shows really did, right? Though that cannon just completely ripped those people apart, and like I was actually blown away by it. That was such an epic kill. I think that whoever thought of that was really smart, really brilliant, using a cannon that's so awesome. But besides that, I think all the Althea drama, and it was really made up drama for this episode, frustrating, really dumb decision drama, I think just outweighs that. That's a good element to it. It really does outweigh the good. And this episode for me was very frustrating. And, if Althea is gone from the show, I think fine. That's, again, like I do like the character. I really do like Althea as a character. It's just, she reminds me of Carol back in like, what was that? Season 5, 6, 7, not really 5, but like 6, 7, or 8 around there, where it's like she wanted to keep leaving all the time, right? Like I remember Carol back then, always wanting to leave, always not wanting to fight for this cause, this and that. She was so unsure. She's leaving here, doing that. And I just got to the point where I was like, hey, just leave already. That's kind of how I feel about Althea right now. Like she's not really with the group. And her whole quest is trying to find Isabel. Except in this episode, she decided she didn't want to be with her. So like, but then all of a sudden she wanted to. Like, that's what I mean by it's so frustrating. I just think that it was really bad writing. And this is like season 4 and 5 bad writing. I think this was just, the Morgan and Grace stuff, the CRM stuff, that was really cool. I like the fact that Morgan doesn't know about the Civic Republic now, and the fact that, he sees the suits anyways. He knows they're like this reclamation team or whatever, but like, obviously doesn't know the lore and all that. And I think that's pretty much, I think what we got here was kind of, they kind of trolled us, right? Like Morgan's not going to learn anything about the CRM. They seem to be completely done with the story now. It's like going back to season 5 where they kind of teased a little bit of the CRM stuff. And all we got was this Althea and Isabel love story the entire time and nothing to do with the Civic Republic. We basically got the same thing here in this episode. And so yeah, if I were to rate this episode anything, I'd probably rate it honestly a 3 out of 10. 3 or 4 out of 10. I'm probably leaning a little bit more to a 3 though. I was so frustrated the entire time. Obviously, I've just ranted about it the entire time. It was just really dumb. And I don't think this episode's going to hurt Fear the Walking Dead overall. I've watched the trailer for episode 7 and we're going to talk about it right away. And it actually looks really good. It looks like it's going to pick up on some of the stuff I'm more excited about. But I just think in terms of it's just Althea. It really is. It's what they did with the character here that I just found so frustrating. They didn't need to do it. They should have had Isabel there the whole time because she seems like a really great character. And Althea was too. That's the thing. Althea was a great character. It's just in this episode, she kind of, or at least for a while, it was, mostly it was this one. She was just so frustrating to watch. And yeah, if she's off the show now, that's good. In my opinion, I'm totally cool with that, but she probably won't be. And now to talk about the episode 7 trailer. I mean, the episode 7 trailer, like I said, it actually looks really great because we do have, I don't believe it's the Padre group, but it's some group attacking Strand's tower. And first of all, I like the opening shot. Strand sees like this painting of himself and he's like, this is how people need to view me. That's kind of who the character is at this point. And I do like that they're embracing that aspect to it because he's so full of himself. He really is. Like again, I mentioned it in episode 5, but he did kind of cross a line, right? When he got the group that Dwight and Sherry were staying with killed, like he ordered their deaths basically to kind of manipulate things with Dwight and Sherry. That I think means that he has crossed the line here. And so I'm going to be looking forward or not looking forward, but looking out for those little things there. Like if Strand at some point like redeems himself, I'm like, really? Are you just gonna forget about that? And it's not even really with Morgan and that, but if Dwight and Sherry just kind of forgive him for all of that, that's gonna be, again, really frustrating. I hope that Fear the Walking Dead doesn't continue this trend of, I wouldn't say bad episodes. Episode 6 was really the only bad episode, but the few episodes before this have been kind of confusing and very slow building. And I think it's just slow building. I think episode 6 is just kind of, it was just really bad that I'm worried about the direction of the show right now, but I'll talk about that more in a video later on this week. And not even that, I might actually even wait, not do it this week, but I'll wait till after episode 7 and 8. Like at least as long as like the first half of season 7 ends, and if they don't go anywhere, right? Like where the hell is Alicia? Then maybe I'll do a video about it, because then maybe some of that stuff from season 4 and 5 are starting to creep back into Fear's writing. Maybe season 6 was just a special case of really great writing. They did something really clever, but now we're sort of back in that place where, you know, the writing is just kind of awful again. But it looks like Strand's tower gets attacked, so it looks like we're going to get some action stuff, and it actually seems like we're actually starting to build to something here. So that's why I do want to wait to give my opinion on where Fear is going, because it seems like episode 7 is finally going to bring all of the little character things that we've been building up to for the last like 5-6 episodes. Not really 6, because 6 was kind of random and just had this little Althea thing. But for the first 5 episodes, everything's built up to this moment in 7. And then obviously from there, we're going to build into 8. And then let's see what happens. Like, what's going to be the big cliffhanger here going into the second half of season 7, right? And that'll most likely start airing next spring. And I hope it starts to pick up here, but obviously we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Make sure to post your thoughts down below, your review for episode 6, and I guess your predictions for episode 7. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.